Hi, my name is Sarah. Welcome to my first video on my new channel, or I guess I should say on my first channel as well. This is all new to me. This is being shot on my very modest all-in-one computer and built-in webcam because that is currently all I have to work with. I'm sure even the new smartphones, the iPhone and the Droid, probably shoot better images than this and audio, but I don't have one. I don't care for one, so this will have to do for now. I will say I originally tried shooting in my bedroom with artificial light and the quality was really bad, and then I brought it in here, used common sense, and got some natural lighting behind the computer, so it's a lot better than it was. And the other thing is, I apologize for the noise in the background. That is my AC unit for my apartment. I live in Florida and it's really hot, and I need to keep it running, so I apologize for that as well. So since this is my first video, I thought that I would talk a little bit about why I decided to start a vlog and what I'm interested in talking about on this channel. I originally was going to start just a regular written blog. I started a WordPress account and everything, but I didn't get to posting. And then I read a lot of blogs anyway on all different kinds of topics, from arts and crafts and costuming, and I've been reading a lot of weight loss blogs because I'm in the process of losing weight myself, and I find people's personal experiences interesting and inspiring, and I like to be able to encourage them through that. And so I decided I was going to start a blog, just a personal one, about whatever I wanted to talk about. And so I started reading more blogs to, get a feel for how people do it. And then I started watching some vlogs, and making a vlog was not something I had originally considered. And then I found one by a girl who, while her topic, she talks a lot about fashion and makeup and stuff, that's not really my main area of interest. I really liked her personality, and one of her videos, I started going back and watching some of her older videos, and she talked about the fact that she suffers from an anxiety disorder, specifically social anxiety, and that's something that I've struggled with for a really long time, and it made me like her more. It made me watch more of her videos. In one of her older videos, she talked about one of the reasons why she made a vlog in the first place was to confront her anxiety and get in front of a camera and share it with the world, and maybe that would, help her a little bit. And I found that really inspiring and really interesting, and thought that I would give it a try. And so here I am. Okay, so I don't want to talk too much about the anxiety aspects. That wasn't really the focus of this video. I just wanted to kind of touch on it as the reason why I went with video blogging instead of regular written blogging. I wanted to kind of challenge myself, put myself in front of a camera, even though I'm usually terrified to even just have my picture taken, and put it out there for everybody, even if they're, not interested in the topics that I want to talk about. And that's okay, it's for me, and it's for people that might share, similar interests as me, with things related to fantasy, like books and gaming and costuming. I've really, been getting interested in costuming. I've made a lot of jewelry and stuff, but I recently inherited a sewing machine, and I've always wanted to try and make some of my own costumes for cosplay and maybe dressing up for the Renaissance Fair, which I have yet to be bold enough to do. But I thought, maybe I could explore that and share my experiences. And, the other topic that I'm sure that I would have addressed often in my blog is, gaming. I play a lot of World of Warcraft, and, I try some other games. That's the kind of game that I'm interested in, is MMOs and things. And recently I have been interested in starting to play Magic the Gathering tabletop. I've always been interested in it, never tried it, and then I have a friend a very close friend who recently started playing, and he loves it, and I hear about it, and then I've been more interested in it. So I tried the online version and started learning a little bit about the rules and how the cards work and how the turns work and building decks, and I want to explore that as well, which I thought would be interesting to share. So it's kind of a broad list of topics, but that's just how I work. I have a lot of different interests, and I originally tried to narrow it down to something more specific, like I'm gonna try to only talk about World of Warcraft, or I'm gonna only try to do book reviews, or I'm going to only talk about costuming. And I kept trying to pick one, and everybody gets some level of anxiety from having too many choices and having to pick something, especially when you love a lot of different things. And so I figure I'm not gonna limit myself. I'm gonna talk about what I'm interested in talking about, when I'm interested in talking about it. But it will all have a fantasy focus. That's really what I want to explore, and what I want to meet other people that share those same kind of interests. Okay, so I wanted to try and keep this video right around the 5-minute mark, since it's just an intro video, and I think that I've exceeded that. But I just wanted to touch on one specific book, or should I say one specific series, that is kind of what introduced me to the world of fantasy. I've always been an avid reader. My mom taught me to read when I was really, really young, and I was just like devouring chapter books when I was 5 years old. And I was always doing accelerated reading, and and I read a lot of Goosebumps and just random books. And when I got to middle school, my closest friend introduced me to Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time series. And of course, at that time, I think there was only, I should have figured this out ahead of time, but I think there was maybe only 5 or 6 books that had been released. And it was the first fantasy book that I ever read, like real, like epic fantasy, and I loved it. Even though I was a pretty avid reader, it was still a little, intense for me or whatever. It took me some time to get through them, but it just opened so many doors and got me interested in so many different things. And just whenever I look very fondly on the Wheel of Time series. I actually have, I don't know, it's backwards, but this is the 3rd book in the series, The Dragon Reborn, of the Wheel of Time series. That was just the one I had nearby. I will confess right here and now, since I'm bringing this up in my first video, that I have not completed the series. Not out of lack of interest, but just because I read so many of them in a row, and then I stopped so that I could start reading other things. And then by the time I decided I wanted to go back to it, I felt like I needed to jump back a few books to be caught up. And that's just, it's kind of been a cycle, over the last however many years. But now that the final book has been released and everything, it is definitely my intention to complete the series finally, especially since I, give it so much credit for introducing me to the fantasy genre and all things fantasy. So I am kind of aiming to post one video a week to start off. My next video, you can probably expect it to be World of Warcraft related, just because the next expansion is coming out in a little over a month, and I'm actually very excited about it. I know that a lot of people are not, and there's a lot of threats of people dropping their subs and everything, but I'm looking forward to it. So I have some things to talk about with that. If not, it will probably be about Magic, just because I'm going to look into starting my first deck and exploring the exciting notion of going and playing somewhere with other people in public. So, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!